after being diagnosed last year with symptoms. The symptoms have changed, but once FND is mentioned, then everything is put down to this without investigation. And I think as we talk about the many various symptoms that can be part of FND, I think patients are always wondering, is this the FND or not? And then I think medical professionals are wondering, is this the FND or not?
Yeah.
What advice can you give to patients feeling like?
Well, I think it is, yeah, so definitely I see I understand the problem, and it's actually a problem faced, it's not just faced by people with FND. My patients with multiple sclerosis, for example, also feel like that. Every time they have a symptom, someone says, oh, that's just your MS, you know, and they're thinking, is it, you know, are you sure? You're not sure I've missed something? The answer is that if someone gets a completely new symptom, then it should be evaluated by somebody, and it may have to be the neurologist again, because if it's a neurological symptom, for example, if someone has never had a spasm in their face before and then they get one, or they never had a seizure before, someone needs to look at that. I'd say the chances are, if you already have other FND symptoms and you get a new neurological symptom, the chances are it will be FND, but it might not be. People get carpal tunnel, they get other, you know, things like migraine, which have other treatments. So it's a case of finding some sort of balance there, where you as a patient, I think when you have this condition, you do have to half expect new things to happen and to have relapses. And it's one of the miserable things about it, is that it's kind of unpredictable and so many different symptoms can arise. And if you half expect that, it's kind of easier to cope with. But at the same time, you need to be able to rely on somebody who's going to be able to evaluate things openly and without prejudice, if you like. Not easy to find. Sorry?
With symptoms such as tachycardia, with like a heart rate of over 120, even when you're sleeping, would that be a sign of FND?
Well, so yeah, I mean, that's an example of a symptom that probably is linked to FND. Now, a fast heart rate is not specifically defined within FND. Patients with FND have lots of symptoms but FND really just describes motor sensory symptoms and seizures. That includes things like vision, weakness, tremor, blackouts. But we know from lots of studies that patients who have FND have a wide variety of other symptoms. So fatigue, pain, sleep, irritable bowel type symptoms, bladder, palpitations, very common. And my cardiology colleagues tell me that fast heart rates, palpitations, when they refer patients, that they very rarely find serious problems. But of course, sometimes they do. But I would say fast heart rate, that is quite common in FND. But if you have it's not for me to say whether your fast heart rate is part of your condition, but it could well be, is the answer.